Alright, so we got a little rad repair job today. I bumped it into the studs of the water pump, so I cleaned it up a bit. I'm going to clean it some more, but that's where the hole is. All I did is gob some spit on it and covered up the plugs in blue, and I saw there was a bubble, so obviously I punched a hole. They're pretty fragile, pretty thin shit. So what you want to do is clean it up real good. I'm going to clean it some more. And you're going to need yourself some flux. And you're going to need yourself some solder. And make sure it's 50-50. No lead-free shit. If it's lead-free, you won't be able to do it. Usually lead solder is 50-50. One time I was working in a little hillbilly town and I needed some solder, and the hardware store had stuff that was called 65-35, and it was 65% lead, 35 tin. I've only seen it that one time. That would even work better because solder with lead in it has a mushy state, and that's what you need. The mushy state, like when it gets hot enough to go mushy, you can almost kind of braze or almost like gas welding with it. Where lead-free solder is like 95.5, which is 95 tin, 5% antimony, or 97.3, which is 97 tin, 3% copper. They don't have a mushy state. They just go runny. Some people say, oh, I can cap with it. They're full of shit. You can't cap nothing with it. So you need 50-50 solder. So I'm going to clean her up a bit and show you how she's going to look. Alright, so I cleaned it up a little better and I put some flux on. Once you solder it, as soon as you're done, you're going to want to wipe it instantly, preferably with a wet rag. The reason being is flux is very acidic and it'll turn everything green and kind of corrode it a bit. And you don't want to get it any hotter than you have to, because it fastens to the tubs only, 2 inches away. So if you get it too hot, it's going to start melting the solder that holds it to this tub. So you don't want to do that. If you're really worried, you could probably put a wet rag and it would suck some of the heat out. But we roll with the safety off around here. So we're just going to hit her with the torch. So I'm just going to use a little propane torch that you can get at your local hardware store. They don't like to work upside down like we're going to be doing very well. So if you had an acetylene B tank, that would be the way to fly. Or even a torch on a propane bottle with a hose with a regulator would be ideal. But yeah, we're going to hit her here. Alright, here she goes. We'll put a little more flux on her so she takes a little better, because it's kind of being a bitch. Good enough for the girls we go with. Alright. There she be. And that's all you need to do. If the solder's not taking, like it's kind of mushroomed up, that's garbage. You want to see the edges go uniform to whatever you're soldering. So that's good. That'll work. But if it just looks like a bead on top, then it's not. That means the capillary action hasn't worked, and it's not taking to the metal. So possibly the metal is too cold, or it's not clean enough, or there's no flux there. So yeah, that's about it. So I think that's all there is for holes. I'll probably cap her and blow. My buddy's got a rod test kit. I'll probably cap it off, throw a little air to it. I'm gonna probably throw in like 5 pounds of air. That's enough. Air leaks much easier than water, so rule of thumb is if you have a leak at, let's say, 15 pounds of water, it would leak air at 5. So that's my rule of thumb, 3 times for air to water. So I'll pump it up to 5 pounds, and I'll spray her down with some dish soap and water and look for bubbles, and hopefully she's good to go. Alright, have a good one till next time, eh?